your host, Michaela Thomas. Welcome to Kidz Biz, where knowledge is power. Today we'll be speaking with Miss Shayna DubbinHarris. She is the CEO of the Wild Dolphin Foundation from Jupiter, Florida, and Hawaii. Hi, Miss Shayna.
Well, hi.
How are you today?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm glad that you're here. How did you become a CEO of the Wild Dolphin Foundation?
I was asked to be CEO by the founder and president of the Wild Dolphin Foundation, which is actually based in Hawaii. We became good friends after I went on an open ocean dive with her in Hawaii a couple of years ago. I grew up on an island in Florida, and so I've been swimming with dolphins and other sea creatures my entire life. I learned to swim and dive the reef when I was very young. And eventually, with my interest reignited by Captain Collins, that's her name, I decided that I wanted to do everything I could to protect the ocean environment so that the dolphins could live happy and free. We started by raising money, and eventually she invited me to become the CEO, and I was moving back to Florida anyway with the goal towards building a cetacean rehabilitation facility.
That is pretty awesome. How many years of studying to achieve this goal? And were there many obstacles in your way?
Well, I'm still studying because there's always more to learn. But I will say that everything I learned, without a doubt, in high school and college, I use every single day in my work with Wild Dolphin. My communication skills, I learned in law school. Without them, I wouldn't be able to communicate effectively with the people who need this information. My pilot skills, if I didn't know how to fly, I wouldn't be able to go on low-level observation flights. If I didn't have scuba skills, I wouldn't be able to go diving. So chemistry, biology, science, math, I use those skills every day, and those courses are so important. Definitely need a college degree. So altogether, I've had a total of 4 years of college and 3 years of law school and 2 more years outside of that, so 9 years.
That is pretty awesome too. Now, let's talk about dolphins. How many teeth do dolphins have?
Depending on the species, the ordinary bottlenose dolphin that you see on Flipper, that kind of thing, about 72 teeth. They get one set of teeth, they don't grow back. Spinner dolphins have between 45 and 62 teeth, and they're different. They're elongated and sharper, 2 rows of elongated, sharper teeth. Again, one set that don't grow back.
Can dolphins see above the water?
They have excellent eyesight, yes they can.
Do dolphins have hair?
Dolphins are born with hair right above the rostrum, which is the area right above the mouth. I know I'm touching my head, but it's the mouth on a dolphin, and that's called the rostrum. They're born with it, and it goes away pretty quickly, and it doesn't ever come back.
Do dolphins drink water?
Dolphins do require water like other mammals, but they get what they need from the fish they eat. They instinctively know what their nutritional requirements are, and so they get the water that they need.
Can dolphins see colors?
Research suggests maybe. We know they can see blue and green, the colors in the sea.
Mm-hmm. Are dolphins fish?
No, they're mammals. And the things that distinguish a mammal from a fish, they give birth to live young. They, at some point, have hair on them. They nurse their young with milk, and they maintain a constant body temperature, which means they're warm-blooded.
Why do dolphins have a hole at the top of their heads?
Their hole at the top of their heads does the same thing that our noses do for us. They enable us to breathe. So when a dolphin breaches the water, when he surfaces, he expels that air that he's been using to keep himself underwater, blows it out, and that's the vapor that you can see. Sometimes for miles on a clear day, you can see a dolphin breach and blow that water out. And it consists of the water, the carbon dioxide that is a byproduct of oxygen. And that's why they do that, so they can take in fresh oxygen.
A cute thing. I was looking on your site, dolphins.org.
That's actually the DRC site, but go ahead.
And I came across a dolphin named Ko. We have a lot in common. Her birthday is December 13, 2006, and my birthday is July 13, 2006. And we are both 9 years old. Our nicknames are both KK. Can you tell us a little about KO?
It's amazing that you asked about her because we're old friends. She is the third daughter of a female dolphin at the Dolphin Research Center. She was born 9 years ago on December 13th, so you are correct, by artificial insemination. She has never lived in the wild, and she never will. At 9 years old, she's a fully grown dolphin. But yes, her name is KO. She is called KK, and that means, KO means Spanish, or key rather in Spanish, excuse me. But that's pretty neat coincidence.
And my nickname is also
KK?
Hers is spelled C-A-Y. Mine's spelled K-A-Y.
Right, hers is C-A-Y. It's C-A-Y. Her name is actually KO.
Yeah. Have you ever come across of a rogue dolphin? If so, what are the do's and don'ts?
I've never come across a rogue dolphin in the wild, but I've seen a lot of human dolphin encounters at tourist attractions and places like that where you get in the water with the dolphin. I've seen a lot of those go south, where it's usually a male dolphin becoming aggressive with a human being. And that's normal male dominant behavior that dolphins will assert. They get bored, they're in captivity. They may look like they're free to swim around in their lagoon or cove, but they're not. And they're not, because of that, because they aren't free, they get bored fairly quickly, fairly easily. And at a certain age, nature calls. And often these young male dolphins will become aggressive towards humans, and these wonderful encounters aren't so wonderful because you don't want a dolphin to grab your foot and bring you underneath the water and not let go. That would be an unpleasant thing.
Can you tell us about the dolphin camp?
The Dolphin Camp is a 7-day program that the Dolphin Research Center in Key West puts on for young people your age and older to interact with some of the residents at the Dolphin Research Center. And just, it's general exposure, general knowledge. I can get you some more information. But we're not the Dolphin Research Center, we're the Wild Dolphin Foundation, but we do work together.
Let's talk about the other animals that you study and care for, like the sea lion.
Well, sea lions, seals, and walruses come from the family. They're called pinnipeds. And they have different characteristics because they are different species. Seals are small, they swim fast, they are kind of furry, whereas sea lions have skin much bigger, make a lot of noise, they smell, they don't swim as fast, and walruses are even larger than sea lions and swim much slower and are even larger than that. A seal can swim 20 miles an hour, where a walrus kind of cruises along around 6 miles an hour.
Wow, that is very cool. Can you tell us about a manatee?
Manatees are native to inland coastal waters. In Florida, it's Waikiki. There are 3 different species. There's a species in North America going down to Brazil, another in the Amazon River, another up the coast of West Africa. I have been free diving with manatees in Weeki Wachee Springs before. Magnificent animals, so much fun to swim with, completely harmless, but I've never seen one that wasn't completely covered with prop scars from boats running them over.
That's pretty sad, but as you were saying, they have tough skin.
True, and they don't get out of the way. The boats either don't see they're there, they're going too fast, and they just run right over the manatees. It's actually it's not a pretty sight, but you're right, they do recover. They're related to elephants, so they have very tough skin.
Why does algae grow on manatees?
Manatees, in order for algae to thrive, it requires water and sunlight and obviously oxygen. And manatees often, they move so slowly through the water that they're often seemingly in one place for a long period of time, which is exactly the type of environment needed for algae to thrive. That's why. Lots of sunlight through the water.
And how long can a manatee hold its breath underwater?
About 20 minutes. They tend to surface more frequently than that. But yeah, 20 minutes, they can stay underneath the surface for 20 minutes and then come back up and go back to under again without ever being noticed.
How long do sea lions live, and who are their predators?
Sea lions in the wild generally live about 20 years. Natural predators include sharks, hammerheads, blue sharks, and of course the great white. Also, the orca is a natural predator of the seal.
What positive message can you give the kids of today?
I would say support what you love, because no matter what you do, when you support something that you love and believe in, no matter how small it is, you are helping to shape the world that we live in and make it the way you want it to be every time you support something that you love. So
thank you for being on Kidz Biz. I've been your host, Michaela Thomas. Kidz Biz, where
knowledge is power.